that's when you will have the mystical experience of your life. Whatever it takes, it's worth it to try to do it, to try to have this orgasm in the brain, as he calls it. You can do this too. You won't believe what happens when you do this at 4 a.m. Have you heard of the 4 a.m. club, or how spiritual teachers talk about the importance of waking up at 4 a.m.? What is so special about 4 a.m.? Is it just a physical advantage to get your day off to a good start? Or is there also something special about it that is spiritual? Or is it both? In this video, we are going to cover both the physical and the mystical aspects of waking up early, so that you can decide if getting up this early is something that you want to do. Dr. Joe Dispenza gets up around 4 a.m. or so every day because he says that it's the perfect time to be in the present moment, just between when your hormones are melatonin and serotonin. This is the in-between time where the mystical and magical is accessible. It is the easiest time to get into the present moment without regret for the past or worry about the future. But first, before we get into the rather spiritual aspect of getting up so early, why do so many motivational experts say it's important to start your day at 4 a.m.? There are some obvious advantages which we will cover. First, when you get up that early, usually everyone else is asleep in your household. But also, if you're going to go to the gym or do anything outdoors, the streets will be empty, allowing you to focus on yourself and what you want. It's a time when the energy of other people cannot interfere with yours. The point is that when you get up at 4 a.m., you not only give yourself a head start on everyone else, but also you get to focus on whatever is important to you without distraction. You won't have to worry about being interrupted every 5 minutes by a coworker, a relative, emails, text messages, or social media. This special time is all for you. The other point is that, as according to the late NBA star Kobe Bryant, when he got up at 4 a.m. to go work out, he allowed himself to put in a lot more practice than the average NBA player. By getting up at 4 a.m., he was able to add several hours of additional practice to his schedule. And then, by the time that others figured out what he was doing to be more effective than them, it was too late. He was years ahead of them in practice. When you get up early at 4 a.m., if you get up that much earlier and put in the time to take care of yourself and focus on your goals, you'll give yourself an advantage in many ways. It will be easier to reach your personal and financial goals, thereby allowing you to have more time freedom in your life. Navy SEAL motivational speaker Jocko Willink recommends getting up early as a way to freedom. When you get up that early, you give yourself a better chance to work on your craft so that you have the time freedom later in life. There are so many things in life that most of us want to do, but we don't feel like we have the time. But when you get up at 4 a.m., you'll be able to focus on the things that truly matter, instead of feeling like you're never going to get ahead in life. So in a way, getting up early equals freedom. The freedom that comes with having enough money to buy your dream house, or build your dream business, or create your nonprofit. But it's not just about freedom either. The other point to getting up early is that it takes those wasteful hours at night that we all have and moves that time to the morning, when you can be your most productive, not your least. What do most of us do late at night on a weekday? We watch mindless television, we check our Facebook posts to see how many likes we got, and we waste a lot of valuable time. Now, if you switch to getting up at 4 a.m., you'll have to go to bed earlier, thereby moving those nighttime wasted hours to the morning. There is no rule that getting up at 4 a.m. is the absolute exact time that you must get up. What do you do if you work until 10 p.m. and can't get to sleep until midnight? Does that mean that you still have to get up at 4 a.m.? And if the answer is yes, is 4 hours enough sleep? The answer is that reasonableness and logic must be used. Don't expect yourself to get up at 4 a.m. too if you cannot get to bed until late at night. Also, everyone is different. Some need at least a full 8 hours of sleep, while some need only 6. It depends upon you. In other words, if you cannot get up at 4 a.m., try 5 a.m. If you cannot get up at 5 a.m., try 6. Get up early by as much time as you can so that you can focus and devote more of your time to you, your goals, your dreams, and yourself. Another reason to get up early is that when you get up at 4 a.m., you master one of the most difficult things to master, yourself. The first time you demonstrate the discipline to get up at 4 a.m., you have conquered yourself. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, the goal is to take away the body as the mind and instead live in the present moment, which is the only place that the unknown exists. And when you get into this state of being between sleep and being awake, your brain is at that prime time for creating a new personal reality that will assist you to create your new personality. Dr. Joe Dispenza has an opinion of the 4 a.m. phenomenon that is both scientific and mystically based. The more spiritual explanation also comes from the late Dr. Wayne Dyer, who says that when you awaken at 4 a.m., that you should not go back to sleep. The 13th century Persian poet Rumi once wrote a poem that goes, "The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep." People are going back and forth across the door sill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. Early in the morning is your time to connect with your true desires, your true wants, and your true self. It is the best time of day or night for you to really connect with that source energy part of you that has secrets to reveal to you if you would only listen. One of the best things you can do at this time after you have used the restroom is to meditate and visualize. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, when you meditate following one of his meditations, and you get to the point where you want to lay down, you are actually at the doorway to the mystical. They have done a lot of brainwave research where they can actually see someone's brainwaves when they meditate. They can see a person go from alpha to theta to higher theta and then explode into gamma. Gamma is where the magic happens. Gamma is where the brain goes from chemical to electromagnetic, and it is flooded with so much energy that people feel an overwhelming amount of joy, connection, and love all at once. When you are in this state of mind, you don't want anything anymore. It's such a mystical, magical, powerful, emotional feeling that people will never forget the first time it ever happens to them. Some call it a spiritual awakening like no other. It's the spiritual awakening to who you really are, your infinite self, and the quantum world where you go from particle to wave, basking in a world of possibility. It is here that nothing feels impossible. It is here that your dreams become more real than your current reality. It is here that you connect with the divine in such a powerful way that no thing matters, and your inner world becomes more real than your outer world. It is here that you feel like the divine being who you really are. It is here that you feel like you are part of that which man calls God. And it is here that you align yourself with the infinite, where infinite possibilities exist. You become Source. You become the spiritual being having a human existence instead of just a human with a spiritual existence. So, for Dr. Joe Dispenza, the goal of waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning is to do this work, to overcome the body's desire to be the mind, to use your own awareness to master your subconscious behavior and habits to take control of yourself. If currently you get up in the morning and you're not excited about your life, the only reason is that you have resigned to allow the body to be the mind. You have given in to the addiction of your current reality. You have let the familiar become too familiar and the unknown to be too unknown. You've lost the courage to take control of your life, to dare to dream, to dare to be your best self. But don't worry. All you have to do to change your life for the better is to powerfully decide that you're going to do all you can to take control of your brain, mind, and body and connect to your soul. Connect to source energy. How do you get there then? How can you get to the point where your brain is full of gamma wave patterns so you too can have these amazing, life-altering, mystical experiences where on top of everything else, you can heal any type of dis-ease instantly? The short answer is to follow Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. In them, he guides you through the steps by becoming no thing, in no place, in no time, so that you align yourself with your infinite self, your inner being self. His meditations are long. Some of them go for an hour or too long, which is very long compared to what other teachers say is required. But he has done the scientific research to figure out how to reach this gamma wave state. He said that it always happens when after meditating for a long time, you want to lie down. When you get to the point in his guided meditations where you are mentally and physically tired of sitting upright in your chair, if you just keep on doing it a little longer, that's when it happens. That's when you can enter the gamma brainwave state. He says that when you get to that exhaustion point, go a little longer and then lay down. And that's when the light show will begin. That's when you will have the mystical experience of your life. Dr. Joe Dispenza can have this mystical experience occur regularly. Sometimes it takes him only 45 minutes to get there. Sometimes it takes him 2 hours. Whatever it takes, it's worth it to try to do it, to try to have this orgasm in the brain, as he calls it. You can do this too. After all, the main reason why we want anything in our lives is that we think it will make us feel better. So getting up at 4 a.m. to meditate to achieve the gamma state of mind can be the goal in and of itself. When you successfully do it, you'll be excited to get up in the morning, even if it is a Monday and you have to go to work. You'll have an extra bounce in your step, and people will wonder what you're doing differently. But most importantly, you'll be happy just to be alive, and you'll feel like you're plugged into a wall socket, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza. And getting up at 4 a.m. is a magical time to start the work. You deserve to be your best self. Do it for you. Do it for others. Do it for your family. And do it because the world needs you to be who you really are.